Okay, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you again. It is not morning, but I do have coffee. So good afternoon and happy coffee. Today I was going to go ahead and get started getting some planting done. You can see back here behind me I have some cups filled with soil and pre-watered because I'm going to plant some things. But then I realized that I hadn't taken you guys through what I bought at the Harvest Festival. Mostly seeds, a few other things though. So I wanted to go ahead and start the video by sitting down and just going through all of the seeds and things that I bought from there, and then we'll get planting. So seeds. I bought a bunch of them. Well, one of these was a free seed pack because you got a free pack of seeds with each purchase. First, let me tell you about some, my mom got some, I think, tulip bulbs. She already has those at her house. I didn't keep them here, so I'll have her send me some pictures of the packages and show you guys what they look like. Maybe here, wherever. I'll try and show you some pictures. But I think she got maybe three types of tulips. I remember one of them was yellow with like vertical red stripes, and that was really pretty. But for the seeds that I personally picked out, it's mostly frost hardy things, some of it not so much. I'll start with the things that are not frost hardy because those will be a while until I plant them. As for things that do not tolerate frost, I only got two, and that is catnip. My cat doesn't like catnip that you like buy at the store and put on the ground for your cats or whatever. He doesn't care about it. He just sniffs it and he's like, what the heck is that? Get that away from me. So I thought maybe I'd try to grow it and see if he likes it better. And then my dad requested that I grow some sweet banana peppers next season because he doesn't like spicy things and he does like peppers. So he requested more bell peppers and some banana peppers. So I went ahead and bought those for him. Well, for me to grow for him next season. And then the rest of it is actually cold hardy, at least to a point. So this first thing is broccoli. It's actually sprouting broccoli, and I got three kinds. This first one is early purple sprouting broccoli. Oh, I should have said that all of these seeds are from Baker Creek, by the way. I went to the Baker Creek Harvest Festival. You actually go to their farm where they grow a lot of these things, and they don't grow every single seed that they sell, but they are basically in cahoots with all the farmers and growers around the country and some even around the world that do grow them, so they're very knowledgeable and hands-on about how they are grown. So they're all from Baker Creek. But this one is early purple sprouting broccoli. This one is rapini broccoli, and this one is Calabrese green sprouting broccoli. So if you notice, all three of these are sprouting broccolis. Sprouting broccolis are basically the same plant as a regular broccoli, but instead of it putting its energy to grow one big head of broccoli, it just grows multiple little side shoots of broccoli. And in my zone, I'm in Missouri, zone 6B, 7A. It's very difficult to get the proper timing of broccoli, and maybe it'll head up, maybe it won't, maybe it'll flower instead of producing food, maybe it won't. The weather here is very up and down. So I went ahead and got these three sprouting broccolis, and I'm gonna plant some of those. That's what some of those containers are for, so that I can get some earlier harvests and then continue to get a harvest while I'm waiting for my other regular, more traditional broccolis to head up. So those three sprouting broccolis. Then I got two types of flowers that I'm going to go ahead and also start today from seed. We've got the Dwarf Rainbow Mix Sweet Alyssum. I've grown Sweet Alyssum before, but never from seed. This says it's not frost hardy, but maybe because it's a dwarf, it's not frost hardy. Most Sweet Alyssum is frost hardy, and I just kind of grabbed this. So I'll do more research on this one, but I'm going to plant it regardless. I can keep it inside or whatever. So Sweet Alyssum, like I said, it is normally frost hardy, but this one says it's not. But I know for a fact that Sweet Alyssum is a brassica in the same family as broccolis and cabbages, and this is actually edible also, the flowers and the leaves. So Maybe because it's a dwarf variety, it's not frost hardy. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that one. But Rainbow Mix Sweet Alyssum. And then I got the Brushstrokes Viola Pansy mix. So Viola and a pansy, I'm pretty sure, are the same flower, or this one is colored to look like violas. I'm not sure. So yeah, these are just for some color and also some pollinator attraction in the garden throughout the winter. I don't have a lot of things that will be flowering in the winter. I don't have a lot of frost hardy things because I didn't do a fall garden or a winter garden last year or the year before. So I'm kind of starting from scratch there, and I need there to be some flowers and some color. If not for the pollinators, for myself. We've got 3 bulbing things, 2 of which are onions. We've got 2 types of onions and 1 type of beets. So we've got these Australian brown onions, and these are an intermediate day onion. And then we've got these yellow of Parma Italian variety onions. These are long day onions. I am in an intermediate day zone and I have some shade in my garden, so we will see how these long day onions do. But these are the only 2 white onion varieties that I could find in the seed store that had been ransacked for the past 2 days at the festival. So the other bulbing thing I have is golden beets. My mom tried beets while we were there and she really liked them. She said they were a little earthy, and I was like, golden beets aren't as earthy, and she was like, grow me some of those. I think I already have some golden beet seeds, but I went ahead and got some more because apparently my mom likes them. Okay, the next thing, this is an herb and it is frost hardy. It is called lemon balm and it looks like this. It is in the mint family, so if you plant this, please give it its own space or maybe even its own container because it will take over your other plants. It's perennial, so it should grow all through the year. Even if it does die back, it should grow back. So I'm definitely going to put this in its own container. You can use this as a seasoning or as a tea, and smells really, really good in your garden apparently. So I need some of that. Okay, we have 2 types of cabbages. Technically, one's more like an Asian green than a cabbage, and we'll start with that one. I got Purple Lady bok choy. I have 1 type of baby bok choy and 1 pak choy white stem cabbage, so I thought I'd get an in-between size purple one just for some color and variety. And then I got a Cor de Bleu, yeah. I would say Cor de Bleu cabbage. This is one of those ones that has like a really small head, and as you can see, it's kind of like angular at the top, but they are supposed to grow a lot faster than your traditional heading cabbage. So it's an oxheart type cabbage, that's what that's called. Doesn't say days to maturity on the back here. But these, I think their packages do have information on the inside too, but they have a lot more information on their website about their seeds. The very last seed packet is the free one. They had basil, Genovese basil, which I already have, and this Landis winter lettuce, and I was more interested in the lettuce because I go through the lettuce seeds a lot faster than the basil seeds, and I can grow these right now. So that's all the packages of seeds that I got. But then, see, they let you go everywhere. Like, they let you in all the greenhouses, through all the raised bed gardens. You can walk under their trellises in their gardens. They just basically give you free roam of this place and trust that everybody's going to be polite. And I was polite. I didn't pull this off the plant. I got it off the ground. But this is a pod from a butterfly pea flower. When they're older, they start producing these pods, and that's where their seeds are rather than being a part of the actual flower. And they had one with tons and tons of these pods on it and tons of these pods on the ground. So one might have fallen into my bag, you know? I don't think anyone will notice. It was on the ground. It was just going to reseed itself anyway. I couldn't help it. So this is, I don't even remember what color it was. I have some videos of it I'll put somewhere. But this is a pod from a butterfly pea flower plant. So I will be keeping those. I'm going to put them in a Ziploc bag and write butterfly pea, Baker Creek, and the date. I guess 2 of the pods fell into my bag. I believe this is from the same one. If it's not, it'll be a surprise. My mom disappeared from me for a few minutes, and when she showed back up, she was all giddy and excited, and she had these, and these are, I believe, guavas or apricots. They're either apricots or guavas that she picked up off the ground in one of their citrus greenhouses, and that has a ton of seeds in it, if you can see that. Yeah. So, I also have those. That's super funny to me. There's a bunch of seeds just in the bottom of this bag too. And I do think they're seeds from this though, so I'm just gonna leave them in there. A few of their red canna lilies may have also been producing seed, and one of those pods may have also, one of those pods may have also made its way into my bag. So I guess these are seeds for canna lilies. I don't know if they're cross-pollinated or if they'll grow properly or if canna lilies are even traditionally started from seed, because I know the ones I have were taken from cuttings, like with little roots on them already. So I have that. So one more seed in there. I think their little seed pods are super cool. So it was like they come off the plant like this, and in each of these little areas within it, so like right here there was a row of seeds, and right here there was a row of seeds, and the seeds are actually quite big, so that's cool. I'm also going to put those in a Ziploc bag and write red canna lilies, Baker Creek, and the date. So I'm not sure how all those hopped into my bag, but they did, and I have them now. Okay, the part I am most excited about is this, and I bought 3 different kinds of garlic. If you didn't know, garlic is typically planted in the fall. There's a span of months depending on where you live. Where I live, it is typically put in the ground in mid to late October, maybe even into early November, and then harvested around June. So considering right now is the perfect and exact time that I should be putting garlic into the ground. I refrained from ordering any online, seed garlic I mean, because they were like $6 for 1 head of seed garlic, and I just thought that was outrageous. So I thought, well, I'm gonna go to this harvest festival at the beginning of the month. I should just wait and see if they have any seed garlic for sale there in person. And what do you know, they did. So I got, for 50 cents a clove, I got 4 cloves of elephant garlic. This is not a head of garlic. This is 1 clove of garlic. Elephant garlic isn't even technically garlic, I don't think. But it tastes a lot like garlic, and it grows exactly like garlic. And they're huge, huge, huge cloves. So I thought maybe for like making soups and things like that, having these really big cloves around might be nice. The heads of garlic end up being like this big. Imagine 8 of these cloves all sitting next to each other. That's gonna be pretty large. So I got 4 cloves of the elephant garlic at 50 cents each. So this was $2 in elephant garlic. Then I really wanted to buy Enchelium red garlic, and they had a bucket of it that was completely, totally 100% empty. They had sold out of the Enchelium red. So this next one is early Italian purple garlic, and these ones were for sale by head. So I bought 2 heads. Each head was $2 each. So this is also $4 in garlic. My mom, the whole time we were there, thought that I was buying special garlic to eat, and I said something about planting it, and she said, oh, that makes so much more sense that you're gonna plant it. I was wondering why you spent $2 per head of garlic. I was like, Mom, of course I'm gonna plant it. What are you thinking? This is early Italian purple garlic, and I went through and tried to pick the biggest heads, but also with the biggest cloves, because when you plant garlic, the size of garlic head you grow is directly proportional to the size of garlic clove you plant. These smell so good. Oh my goodness. I love that. So basically, when you plant the big cloves, you grow bigger heads of garlic. If you plant a small clove, it'll grow a smaller head. You have to think about the cloves themselves as energy storage. So you put them in the ground, they store energy until springtime when they wake up, and they use that energy to grow up out of the soil. The more energy it starts out with, the bigger it'll end up. So that's $4 worth of early Italian purple garlic. And I got one more kind of garlic. This is music. And I have heard a lot of people talk about this variety of garlic, and it does generally well for most people that I've seen grow it. So I went ahead and grabbed that. I also got 2 heads of the music, and you can see, if I bring it close, there's all these little purple veins and stuff in it. These are 2 really gorgeous heads of garlic. But these heads in general were a lot smaller, but their bulbs are pretty big, so I'm hoping I could get at least heads this size. And this is hardneck garlic, so they have less cloves than say a softneck. So yeah, these are music garlic. And oh, by the way, these were $2 a head, and I got 2 of them, so this is also $4 in garlic. So I spent $12 on garlic instead of $24 for just the 4 heads, plus the elephant garlic cloves, which I think were $1 or $2 per clove online. So I think that was a great deal. I'm super glad I waited. Okay, I'll have to take you out of this room to show you what else I bought while we were there, so let's go. Okay, so the next thing that I bought at the festival is pumpkins. Quite a few pumpkins. Here are 3 of them that I have decorated inside my house, just sitting in their own little pile over here next to my bookshelf. Here's my kitty. Kashka. You pretty guy. You pretty guy. So yeah, those are here. This one, specifically, I was carrying stupidly by the stem, and the stem broke while I was walking down a giant hill, and it rolled all the way down the hill, past a fence, and into some bushes by a tree. So I had to sneak my way behind that fence and into those bushes, which I still have a cut on my arm from, that like dark brown line. Anyway, that line with the scratch, I don't know if you can tell, just to the right of those 3 freckles, that's from getting cut in the bushes at Baker Creek trying to retrieve that pumpkin. But hey, I retrieved it. I was not leaving that pumpkin there. I love this little tiger-looking guy with this little curly-Q stem, and I love this one, big one. My mom picked out this gourd for me and had me buy it. She said it looked like a mushroom, so I've presented it like a mushroom. And then also this white pumpkin with the really cutesy stem. I just think that looks so whimsical and I wanted it, so I put that here in my living room. It's been a long time since you guys saw these plants. I've got this little skeleton bird in here. The rest of the pumpkins that I bought are out here in front of my house. I've got this yellow one, another purpley brown one that's kind of the same color as the one I chased into the bushes, a white one, and this one, I don't know how it's showing up on camera, but it's actually like pink with tan like spots on it. And these actually come out of the pumpkin. They're like textured. So this is the first one that I saw that I wanted, actually. I had my eye on this one the whole time. So those are all the pumpkins that I bought. They have this like giant pyramid of pumpkins that they stack up. There's like, they use some pallets and some straw bales or hay bales, whichever, and they stack like giant, I mean, some pumpkins were like giant, and they just put them in this huge stack in like a pyramid shape, and every year they try to make it taller and taller and use more and more pumpkins. This year it was the tallest that they've ever had, so that's really cool. So we had to basically stand around this thing until the time that the pumpkins were for sale, and then they had a lot of their employees come like crew and climb the pumpkin stacks. I'll try to include videos while watching, so let me scoot this way for the videos. They had people, like workers, walking around asking people, which pumpkin do you want, which pumpkin do you want, and they would climb up the stack and get whichever pumpkin you wanted. Some people had to wait for the ones that were like really far up there, but mine were pretty close to the bottom of the pile, so they just kind of did it. My mom actually got a free pumpkin because one of the guys working was trying to get one down and a different one fell and broke, like split completely open. My mom was like, hey, can I have that? I can feed it to my goats. So she took a broken pumpkin to feed to her goats, and she did feed it to her goats. I saw the remnants of it in the goat pasture just the other day. We also bought some jalapeno cheddar bread. It was delicious. We ate it for lunch on the way back from the festival. Lunch, dinner. We ate it for dinner. I also bought a pumpkin hand pie that I brought home to my love and we shared. He said, it's pretty good, but you could do better. So that was good. The last thing that I bought, I actually put up a short about it, so I'll put up that short and maybe a picture of it or something here because I don't want to go look at it right now. I bought a geode. There was like a pick your own geode. There was a small, medium, large, and extra large. The small bin was $10 each. Medium was like $15, large was $25, and extra large was $75. Those prices are probably completely wrong, but I know the very small ones were $10 and the largest ones were $75, so fill in the gaps in between there. So me and my mom picked out a small one, and she doesn't really know a lot about geodes, so she was like, how do you pick? Why are you sorting through them like that? And I was like, I want the roundest one that weighs the least and feels as hollow as possible. And she was like, well, okay. So she helped me pick one. We actually ended up deciding on one that she picked, and it was beautiful. It's got aragonite and quartz in it, and my love loves it. He immediately put it on our little corner shelf and on a display when we got home. So yeah, me and my mom had a really good time at the festival. We got to watch some people speak about, one guy did a talk about growing mushrooms, so I learned a lot about mushrooms, and I'm thinking I might grow wine cap mushrooms in my mulch. I don't like mushrooms, I don't eat them, but a lot of people around here do, and I could probably sell them easily. And then we watched two more men do a talk about what they do for Baker Creek and how they're involved with the company, and they are members of the Baker Creek Japan team. So one of them works in Chicago but corresponds with Japan a lot and has to go there quite often. And the other one lives and works in Japan doing a lot of research and community building for the Baker Creek company, trying to get a lot of heirloom seeds from Japan and get them okayed to come over here. And apparently it's really, really difficult to get those seeds from the farmers because that culture is so protective of what they have, and they want to keep it nice and good, and for them they don't really care about it spreading anywhere else. So he's going around Japan kind of building relationships with people and bringing them Baker Creek seeds and kind of trading them for the seeds they have, and they're using the seeds that they get from those farmers to then bring back to the States and have them be grown for generations until they can be considered an heirloom seed. And they've actually brought back over 700 varieties of heirloom seeds that we had never had in America before in the past only 2 years of having this Japan team. So I thought that was really, really interesting and really cool, especially considering that I had just gone to Japan in June of this year. So it was just really cool to hear about what they're doing over there and kind of relate it to my life. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to go over the festival with you guys and let you know kind of what happened and show you all of the things that I bought, because it's kind of an outline of what I will be growing this winter and maybe a little bit into the spring. I really love seed haul videos. I don't know if you guys do, but they're really easy for me to film, they're really easy for me to edit, and to me, personally, when I watch other people's, they're really easy to watch, and I like hearing how people use these things and why they choose what they choose. So I hope this video is enjoyable for you. I am going to plant some of those seeds now, and I'm going to go ahead and continue filming, so you will see that in the next video. Thank you so much for coming along, and I'll see you guys on the next one.